Hi, I'm Ben and you're watching Batarang to the Butt, and in this video I want to recap the controversial storyline Vision Quest, which took place in West Coast Avengers issues 42 to 45. Now this story is a key inspiration for some of the stuff that happens in Wandavision, but I will exclusively be talking about the comics here, and so you don't have to worry about any spoilers for the show, just some spoilers for some comics that were published back in 1989. Now up until this point, Vision was happily married to Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. He was also the father of twin boys Billy and Tommy, so you know, he had a lot going for himself. But unfortunately, in the first couple of issues of this story, Vision was kidnapped and reprogrammed as a villain. Thankfully his team, the West Coast Avengers, were able to stop him, but it left Vision destroyed. However, his fellow West Coast Avenger, Hank Pym, quickly got to work on reassembling him. Hank does manage to repair and reboot Vision's body, but unfortunately he isn't able to bring back his memories or feelings. As he puts it, the original Vision data was eradicated by a sophisticated computer tapeworm. Hank was able to upload databanks of information into Vision's mind, which meant that the android had enough knowledge to recognise and identify his teammates. But unfortunately, Vision's emotional connection to that information was non-existent. However, during Scarlet Witch and Vision's awkward reunion, Hank offers one piece of hope for fully fixing Vision. Okay, now for this next bit, I need to remind you that when Vision was created, Ultron used the brain engrams of Simon Williams, aka the hero Wonder Man. And I'm sure that you remember that at the time of Vision's creation, Wonder Man was out of action. But Hank Pym had been holding on to the data of his brainwaves in an attempt to use it to bring Wonder Man back at some point. But anyway, yoink, Ultron took them to make Vision. And so, as we all know, this is where Vision's humanity comes from. So we're all on the same page here, yeah? Cool. Then I can continue. So, all they need to do is use Wonder Man's brain patterns once again to help restore Vision's humanity. Simple, right? Wrong. Like many comic book characters, Wonder Man had come back to life, so this time he had a choice in the matter, and frustratingly, he refuses to cooperate. The Scarlet Witch tries to get him to help, but he explains that he's been through a lot of trauma, and for the first time in a long time, he finally has full control over his life. The last time he didn't have any choice in the matter, and although he got on well with Vision, he also feels like someone gave Vision part of his soul, and now he doesn't want that to happen again. I personally think his reasons are kind of weak, but it does lead us to then have this interesting and honestly pretty tragic interpretation of Vision. A Vision that no longer loves his wife and no longer feels any connection to his children.
Why are you white? Oh my god, Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
He explains his new bleached look by pointing out that he is called the Vision, and he believes it is logical for him to look the part, spectral and unearthly. Fun fact, writer Roy Thomas and artist John Buscema were the same creative team who originally created Vision, way back in Avengers issue 57 in 1968. And they had originally wanted to make Vision white to begin with, to go along with the spectral ghostly tone of his name. But the process of printing comics at the time meant that a pure white character would have just been the colour of the paper they were printed on. It didn't look good, and Thomas and Buscema settled on the red, green and yellow that we're familiar with today. But anyway, this white version of Vision was more cold and robotic than ever. Still a powerful Avenger, but other than that, pretty far from the person he once was. It took a while for the Scarlet Witch to get used to this new status quo, but finally she realised that this is not the Vision that she fell in love with. And because of this, their marriage was annulled. Sad times all around. 1989 was a pretty rough year for Scarlet Witch. First she loses her husband, and then a couple of issues later she loses her children too. But I go into all of that in another video. So if you want to know more about the Vision or the Scarlet Witch, then be sure to check out some more of the videos on my Facebook and YouTube pages. I'll leave some links in the comments below. So anyway, this was a pretty big change for Vision, but as pop culture has taught us,
no one's ever really gone.
And so, Vision gradually regains his emotions by adopting new brain patterns from deceased scientist Alex Lipton, and then he gets his colours back by swapping bodies with a second Vision from a parallel Earth, in Avengers issue 360, in 1993. So that was 4 years of white Vision before his original look was restored. A lot happens in those 4 years, but unfortunately I can't talk about every single comic. To be honest, I haven't read them all yet. However, if there are any particular comics that you would like me to talk about, then please leave it down in the comments below. In the meantime, please leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed it and like the Facebook page for more geeky good stuff just like this.